Welcome class. Today we will start chapter 14, Little Girls Wiser Than Men. So before starting the chapter, let us read the word meanings and also about the writer of the story. So let us read the word meanings. Easter. Easter is a Christian festival. Sledging. Sledging means the activity of traveling or sliding down hills, even snow on a sledge. Homestead. Homestead means farmhouse. Puddle. Puddle means a small pool of liquid, especially of rainwater on the ground. So puddle means this is a puddle, a small pool which is filled with rainwater. Kerchief. Kerchief means a piece of fabric used to cover the head. This is a kerchief. It is used to cover a head. Finery. Finery means expensive clothes. Fancy. Fancy means in this chapter idea. Plumbed. Plumbed down means set down heavily. Stain means mark. Scrambled out. Scrambled out means moved hurriedly. Moving hurriedly is known as scrambled out. Stepping in. Stepping in means becoming involved in a difficult situation in order to help. So, stepping means to become involved in a situation in which a person wants to help. Now we will read about the writer of the story, Leo Tolstoy. He is the writer of this story. He was born in 1828 and died in 1910. He was a Russian writer. He is best known for the novels War and Peace and Anna Karenina. So these are some of his most famous novels like War and Peace and Anna Karenina. And he was a Russian writer. Now we will start the chapter. It was an early Easter. Sledging was only just over. Snow still lay in the yards and water ran in streams down the village street. So the scene starts as it was early Easter and sledging was there. Sledging was being played on the snow and snow was all over the field and water was also running down the village street. Two little girls from different houses happened to meet in a land between two homesteads where the dirty water after running through the farmyards had formed a large puddle. So two girls, they came to meet each other in a land between two houses and there was dirty water flowing all over the street. One girl was very small, the other a little bigger. Their mother had dressed them both in frocks. So both the girls were dressed in frock and one girl was bigger than the other one. The little one wore a blue frock and the other a yellow print and both had red kerchief on their head. So the little girl, she wore a blue frock and the larger girl, she was wearing a yellow print color frock and both were having red handkerchief on their head. They had just come from the church when they met and first they showed each other their finery and then they began to play. Soon the fancy took them to splash about in the water and the smaller one was going to step into the puddle, shoes and all, when the elder checked her. "Don't step into the puddle, Malasa," said she. "Your mother will scold you. I will take off my shoes and stocking and you take off yours." So both of them were wearing frocks. Both were wearing expensive finery. Means they were sewing their expensive clothes to each other and after sewing their cloth they began to play. And after playing an idea splashed into their mind that we should step into the puddle. But the elder one, she checked and she told to the younger one that don't step into the puddle, Malasa. So the name of the younger girl was Malasa. Then elder girl, she told to Malasa that your mother will scold you. You should take off your shoes and stockings and I will take out my too. They did so and then, picking up their skirts, began walking towards each other through the puddle. The water came up to Malasa's ankle and she said, "It is deep, Ekloya, I am afraid." Then they both picked up their skirt and began to walk in the puddle. But water came up to Malassa's ankle, and Malassa said to Ekloya that it is very deep, Ekloya, and she was very afraid. So the younger girl name was Malassa and the elder girl name was Ekloya. Come on, replied the other, don't be frightened, it won't get any deeper. So now Ekloya is saying that don't frightened, come and enjoy the puddle, it will not go deeper. When they got near one another, Ekloya said, mind Malassa, don't splash, walk carefully. Now when they were very near to each other, Ekloya said that you should mind yourself, Malassa, you should walk carefully because the dirty water is splashing into our new clothes. She had hardly said this when Malassa plumped down her foot, so the water splashed right onto Ekloya's frock. The frock was splashed with mud, and so were Ekloya's eyes and nose. So, as soon as Ekloya told these words to Malassa, Malassa plumped down her foot and the dirty water splashed into Ekloya's frock, and the frock got very dirty with the mud water, and Ekloya was very sad and her eyes were full of tears. When she saw the stains on her frock, she was angry and ran after Malassa to strike her. Malassa was frightened, and seeing that she had got herself into trouble, she scrambled out of the puddle and prepared to run home. So when Malassa saw that Ekloya was coming behind her, she got very nervous and got frightened, and then she started to run towards her home. Just then Ekloya's mother happened to be passing, and seeing that her daughter's skirt was splashed and her sleeves dirty, she said, you naughty dirty girl, what have you been doing? Now Ekloya's mother, she was shouting very loudly, and when she saw that her daughter's skirt was very dirty and her sleeves were dirty too, she started to scold Malassa that you are a naughty girl, you are a dirty girl, what have you done to my daughter's skirt? Malassa did it on purpose, replied the girl. Now Ekloya is saying that Malassa has done it on purpose. So the girl is replying like this. At this, Ekloya's mother seized Malassa and scolded her. Malassa began to cry, and she could be heard all down the street. Her mother came out. Now, at this moment, when Ekloya's mother started to scold Malassa, she was very sad and started to cry, and her crying voice can be heard all down the street. Listening to Malassa's crying voice, Malassa's mother also came towards Malassa. So student, today we have done half of the chapter. In our next video we will resume the chapter. So your homework is to go through the chapter and read the word meanings. So that's all for today. Thank you.